Hello everyone and welcome to the 2024 Advent of Code. I'll be going through each of the day's puzzles and showing you how I've solved them. There may be better solutions, but this is just how I've done it. And I'll be using Python. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. So let's get straight into it. So the first puzzle, we have these two lists like this. Well, the text file looks like this. We have to read in the text file as two lists. So we've got this left column and this right column. And then the way that we want to compare these is to sort both of them and compare the smallest to the smallest, the second smallest to the second smallest, etc., etc. So say if these were sorted already, then the difference here would be one, the difference here would be one, and here would be three. But obviously they would be sorted. So let's get on with that. You can see here we've got the example data, and so far all I have is reading in this file, and you can see printed like this. So first thing I'm going to do is to strip the end, which just gets rid of these new line characters like that. And then what you can do is that you can split. Oops, you can split the individual lines here, these individual strings, on some delimiter. So you could try and do something with white space or something fancy, but you can actually just do three spaces here because that's what's here. And then if we look at the actual test data that the actual data that we're going to run it on rather than just the example data, you can see this here. So what I found helpful was to create two things. So we've got the left column and then we've got the right column, and these will be unsorted to start with. And as we've just seen there, we've got the two parts here. So we could say parts is equal to this. And then in the left column, we could append the first part of this. And in the right, we could do the second. And this will make an array of strings because each of these are strings. But it will be helpful later if we make sure that these are all integers, for later on when we're doing the difference between them. So I've done that there. And if I was to print out the left column and to print out the right column, you'd see 3, 4, 2, etc., and then 4, 3, 5, etc. There we go, 3, 4, 2. Oh, let's have a look. Oh, you can see how I've put the same parts. There we go. And now what we want to do is to sort them. So handily, there's a sort method. This doesn't return anything. It sorts the original list. It's easy to get caught out thinking you could have something like this and then work on this array, but sort doesn't output anything. It changes the actual array itself. And then what we want to do is for each of the pairs, so 3 and 4, 4 and 3, 2 and 5, etc. Once they're actually printed here. For each of these, we want to calculate the difference. So here we want this difference of 2. Here we want a difference of 1, 0, 1, etc. And then we want to count them up. And a nice way to do that would be to say for the index in the range of that, they're both the same size. If you're doing this in in a production environment or something, you might want to test that these are the same size, but we're just going to trust that they are. And to start with, let's just say, let's print these two out. Right column. And these are what we expect. We've got the 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3. And then the value that we're going to get here is going to be one side minus the other side. But we want the absolute value of that because we don't want to say, for example, this is a value of minus 2. This is a difference of 2. And if I was to print out the different parts here, see here. So this is a difference of 2, a difference of 1, a difference of 0. And then we want some kind of total value. And each time we go around the loop, we're just going to add the value to the total value. Print the total value. And we can see here that's 11, which I believe is given as the example. And so if we were to run this on the data, which I've just copied over here, see this? Yeah, we wouldn't print out everything normally. Ending in 772, and that's the answer. Now for part 2, it's slightly different. It's similarly that you have these two sorted lists, or sorry, not sorted lists, just these two columns. And for each of the numbers in the left column, we want to calculate what's called a similarity score. And all that is that, you see this 3, we just want to see how many times a 3 shows up in the right column. And then for 4, you want to see how many times a 4 shows up in the right column, etc., etc. And then the score is how many times it showed up times the value. So in this case, there are 3 3s, so it'll be 3 times 3. 4, there's 1 4, 4 times 1, and we can see that here. And then for all those scores, add them up. We can actually just tack this onto the end. It doesn't matter if it's sorted or not. You'd be going through all the elements of both of the lists anyway. So what you could say is for index, or for example, for number in the left column, number, I believe you can do right column count, yeah, and that will give how many times that shows up. So if I go back to the example data, and I'll stop printing that. If I was to print the number and the amount of times that it's there, we can see here 1 is 0. So if we were to look at the right hand column, there are no 1s, there are no 0s, 3 3s, 3's come up twice, that's fine because there's, sorry, 3's come up 3 times because there's 3 in the left column, and then a 4, there's just 1 4 here. And the score for that number is going to be the number itself times the frequency in the right side. And if we were to say total score, or total similarity score, add that on each time with the example data, and then print it out again. Total score. We get 31, and if we just check over here, that 31 is the example. So if I change it to the proper data, we get a number here ending in 917, and that's the answer there. So that's the solution to day 1. Not too bad of one. I think it's quite sort of graspable for somebody just getting into coding. Please let me know what you think about this format. I'm choosing to do it in Python, but I'm a Java dev, so I could do it in Java if people would prefer that. Please like and comment on the video, and hopefully see you tomorrow.